Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. March 1st through the 7th is National Weights and Measures Week. It's a time to shine the spotlight on public employees who, without fanfare, work every day to ensure that everything you buy is priced, weighed, and distributed fairly and accurately. In celebration of Weights and Measures Week, our inspectors, led by our former Channel 18 colleague Kevin Friel and videographer Sarah Beal, put together a video detailing some of the specific jobs that Weights and Measures inspectors do and how much money that their work has saved consumers across the region. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Barnstable Weights and Measures program. The inspectors are keeping pace with rapidly advancing technologies to ensure fairness in the marketplace. Their service to consumers and industry plays an essential role in our economic recovery by protecting buyers and sellers in virtually all sales of goods in the 10 towns of the program's jurisdiction. The Weights and Measures official is responsible for seeing that scales in commercial use test accurately. Most often, retail scales are found in supermarkets, delis, hardware stores, pharmacies, and large truck scales are those found at recycling facilities, landfills, and aggregate plants. In 2010, Barnstable Weights and Measures inspected 1,571 scales. During the year, net weight compliance inspections resulted in over $202,000 in savings to consumers and merchants.
Price verification inspections are conducted at stores that use scanners or price lookup codes at the checkout counter as a means for pricing. The purpose of this inspection is to ensure that consumers are charged the correct price for the items they purchase. 123 price verification inspections in 2010 saved consumers more than $400,000.
Oil trucks deliver home heating fuel through a vehicle tank meter mounted on its body. Vehicle tank meters are annually inspected to ensure the charged amount is delivered. The seller of this product must provide a customer with a delivery ticket stating the name and address of the buyer and seller, the delivery date, the amount and type of fuel, and unless other special arrangements are made, the unit price of the product delivered. In 2010, Barnstable Weights and Measures inspected 139 vehicle tank meters. 12 of the meters needed adjustment. This resulted in saving consumers and merchants over $27,000. Cape Cod residents and visitors alike head to local gas stations to purchase retail motor fuel, which is a necessity in our daily lives. A motor fuel meter is designed to register, measure, and accurately deliver a desired amount of fuel. You don't see the product you are purchasing. While pumping, you may hear it and smell it, but how do you know you are getting what you pay for? Weights and Measures officials annually inspect these devices to be accurate. Right now we're going to do the visual inspection for the gas pump. At this time, Rick is going to first check the hose, and then he will check for the dispenser serial number. What he's doing now is making sure that the hose isn't cracked or leaking at any point, and apparently there's no serial number at the bottom, so we have to go into the cabinet of the dispenser and pull it off from inside. So we check the serial number on all the dispensers. It's one of the things that we need to look for when we're out doing our inspection. Now Rick's going to take off what we call the skirt, or the bottom half of the dispenser, to get in there and check the meters to make sure that everything in there is the way it should be. It's going to be looking for the seals and making sure that there are no leaks, loose wiring, anything that may look hazardous. What Rick's doing now is making sure that not only the price signs match up with the grade of fuel, but making sure that the displays that show up electronically match the ones that are on the top of the sign. Everything looks good. So now what we're going to do is test the 87 octane. I'm going to pass the nozzle up to Rick, and he's going to put it inside our prover, making sure that the nozzle touches the side of the prover once it gets up there. I'm going to go ahead and activate the pump. Rick, you need to make sure your valve is closed. There we go. And we're all set to go. Now, as we approach 10 gallons, one thing that Rick's going to look for is the anti-drain nozzle mechanism. That should work when the gas hits the top of the nozzle, which it just did, and shut itself off so you don't have any spillover. Another safety mechanism that you need to look for. So it's always, there you go, Rick, right at 10. That's always the hardest thing to do. So I'll take the nozzle from Rick, hang it back up. One of the things we also need to look for is to make sure that there's a mathematical agreement. So at 10 gallons at $3.05.9, it'll give us a reading of $30.59, which is correct. Now what we'll do is we'll record our reading on the prover.
Plus 3 cubic inches.
Plus 3 cubic inches.
Reading at the lower part of the meniscus.
So in our first test with the 87 octane, we got a reading of plus 3 cubic inches. So that meter passes. Maintenance tolerance for that particular meter today is plus or minus 11 cubic inches. So as you can see, 3 is well within tolerance. In 2010, over $518 million worth of motor fuel was sold in Barnstable's jurisdiction. 1,487 motor fuel meters were tested, of which 102 meters needed adjustment. These adjustments resulted in $136,000 in savings to consumers and merchants.
Massachusetts has an item pricing law. The basic law is that every item in food stores, in stores with food departments, must be individually price marked, with exemptions from price marking for most beverages, produce, and frozen foods, provided that prices are displayed on 1-inch or larger price signs. Weights and measures officials can conduct compliance inspections under this law to ensure accurate and uniform pricing. Item price inspections in 2010 saved consumers in excess of $704,000.
Taxi meters require annual inspection. The procedure consists of driving the taxi with its meter running on a measured test course. This test is to ensure that the meter is in proper working condition in regard to distance traveled and total fare charged. In 2010, 88 taxi meters were inspected. Weights and measures officials conduct a number of additional inspections. These include cordage devices, which measure rope or line, reverse vending machines, which are a means of redemption for bottles and cans, and fabric measures, which measure materials like carpet or screen. March 1st to March 7th is Weights and Measures Week. Let this week serve as a reminder of the value our jurisdiction receives for a small investment in a Weights and Measures program. The cost of a regulatory presence is less than $1 per person per year. The return on the investment of a Weights and Measures department is realized during the next visit to the market or gas station.
If you have any questions or concerns regarding the performance of a commercial weighing or measuring device used for trade, bring it to the attention of the merchant. The Barnstable Weights and Measures jurisdiction includes Barnstable, Bourne, Brewster, Dennis, Eastham, Harwich, Mashpee, Orleans, Sandwich, and Yarmouth. If the problem is not resolved, contact the local Weights and Measures office for advice and/or assistance.
Needless to say, without our Weights and Measures inspectors, you and I could be paying a lot more for the things that we buy. In addition to Kevin Friel and Sarah Beal, thanks goes to Alex Smith, Jamie Cabot, Rick Cohen, and the rest of the Barnstable Weights and Measures staff for their hard work on this project. Well, that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.